Happy birthday, Leo. Welcome in. It is your season. We are in the season of Leo. The mantra for Leo could be I create. I love that. I love Leo energy. My daughter's a Leo, so I'm a little partial to Leo. So happy birthday. I want to start this off with a birthday reading for Leos, a message from your guides and guardians for the rest of the year for this August 2025. Happy birthday to all the Leos. How are you? I hope you guys are doing well. Let's go ahead and get a message, a birthday message for Leo. So calling in the guides and guardians of all of those that are watching this reading, a birthday message for Leos. Let's see what we've got. Wow, so far all of the cards are in reverse. How about that? And I did shuffle the cards very well. So kind of interesting here. You know what this feels like to me? So we've got the Two of Wands, the Fool, and the Hanged Man. They're all in reverse. And so just looking at these cards, I feel like the message here for Leo is slow down. Slow down. Enjoy the moment. Enjoy this time without, really jumping too far ahead. Pause to just reflect on where you are, just really being present, not looking towards the future, not planning anything, not wishing or thinking you should be further along on your path. None of that. Set all of that aside. Any worries or concerns that you've been having, put that aside. It's not needed at this time. Any fears that you have, I'm just really sensing a lot of fears around, am I good enough? Maybe I should be further along. I thought I would be or have XYZ at this point in my life, and I don't have that. Put all of that aside. Where you are, who you are, and what you have is perfect, and it's exactly where you should be. So please just take a moment to be very present and just enjoy where you are. We're not planning for anything else. We're just going to be very present this month. I just feel like being present, laying your worries aside is the biggest message here. So the Two of Wands, this card can talk about fears around everything I was just talking about. Fears around the future, fears that whatever your fears are, it's putting that aside. There can also be an energy of feeling impatient. And I feel like that's why your guides are really wanting you to just enjoy this month, enjoy all that is coming your way, enjoy everything that you have cultivated for yourself so far this year. What I think is so cool about the month of August and Leo is we have the first harvest, Lammas. That was August 1st. And that is a really nice time to reflect on how far you've come, to reflect on what you've created so far this year, to reflect on all of your blessings and everything that has came your way. And I feel like that's a really nice practice to do on any birthday, but it's perfect. It's even more perfect for Leo since you have that turning of the wheel in your month. Next, we have the Fool right here in the middle, and again in reverse. This again is a message to pull back, to not to start anything new. It's just holding still, holding back, slowing down. Welcoming in just some hesitation this month, welcoming in just a break. You don't need to plan anything. just again, slowing down, appreciating how far you've come. I find it really interesting that you have 3 cards that are all very similar and saying a very similar message. 2 of them are major arcana cards. The other thing that I want to say about this, because this is such a clear message, I feel like you are being prepared for new energies coming in later this year. I keep hearing timeline jump. It feels like the energy is really going to pick up, which is kind of odd because normally when we look at going into fall and winter, we're looking at the energy slowing down. It feels like it's doing the opposite for you. It feels like things are really going to start to pick up towards the end of the year. I feel like this month is preparing you for a shift in energy, for the energies to pick up and progress. And it feels like more expansion coming in. So I'm wondering if that's why there's such a message here to just slow down, appreciate the time, take a break. You know, we've got the Hanged Man as well, again, in reverse. This can also talk about being impatient or being unwilling, or maybe not having the clarity that you need to move ahead quite yet. So again, just slowing down, enjoying this time, enjoy your birthday month. I will say plan something nice for yourself. Celebrate you, celebrate your choice to come here to this planet. Thank you for being here. I'm glad that you were born. And just really appreciate this time. So I'm going to go ahead and pull an oracle card here for a birthday wish. And I want to say birthdays are magical, so make sure you make a wish on your birthday. A wish for yourself. Be selfish. All right, so final message here, a birthday wish for Leo. A birthday wish for Leo. And if I didn't introduce myself, which I kind of don't think I did, hi, I'm Heather with Heather's Healing, and thanks for being here. Okay, a birthday wish for all of the Leos. What do we have here? Ooh, look at this. Currents of emotion. Interesting birthday wish, but I find it quite appropriate. Card number 34, it says uncontrolled feelings. I wonder if that's part of this slowing down that we have here, so that you can feel your feelings, embrace them, feel them. And it kind of also feels like a month of purging for Leo. So cry, feel what you feel. You don't need to explore why you're feeling what you're feeling unless you want to. But just express yourself, feel, pause, move slowly this month. Happy birthday. Happy birthday, Leos. Hey there, welcome in. So we are going to look at August 2025 for Leos. We are in Leo season. So welcome in. I'm Heather with Heather's Healing. Thanks so much for being here. We are officially in Leo season, which is 5th house energy, a house of fun, play, children, romance, self-expression, and that standout, unique energy that Leos are so known for. Leo rules the heart, circulation, blood pressure, spine, and back. And the ruling planet is the sun, which is all about vitality, power, charisma, all things that represent Leo so well. So welcome in. Again, happy birthday, Leo. And this is going to be for sun, moon, rising, or Venus. So be sure to check all of your signs. So the questions we're going to ask is, what is the core energy influencing you this month? We're going to look at the overall energy for Leos. What needs your focus this month? What brings you joy this month? And then a message from Spirit. So looking at the energy of August 2025 for all of the Leos that are watching, Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. So show me the core energy that is influencing Leo this month. So show me the core energy influencing them. The overall energy as it relates to Leo this month of August 2025. What needs your focus? What brings you joy this month? And then Spirit's message, advice, and guidance. Let's see, we'll put that down here. All right, so Leo, ooh, nice. I like this. So what is the core energy that is influencing you? We have the Star. Beautiful card. Interesting. It is kind of like the exact opposite energy of Leo. Actually, I think it is. Isn't Aquarius the exact opposite of Leo? I don't know. I don't want to pull myself out of this. So, but the Star energy. We do have on the 9th of August, I'm pretty sure that's a full moon in Aquarius. So pay attention, Leo, pay attention to that full moon. It feels like that's going to bring in a lot of expansive energy for you. And I also feel a lot of clarity around the full moon. But the Star, this is focusing on health, improving your improvement of your health. This is, it's a big energy, but it's a little more subtle. This is, I feel like there's clarity here around, or wanting, you have a desire to get clarity on purpose, your purpose, and how it feels like a lot of Leos are desiring a shift. So it feels like leaning into, what is it that I need right now? What am I wanting out of life? This doesn't feel like a major shift, but it feels like many of you are desiring a shift, a different perspective, wanting to bring in some new energy. That's just what I'm picking up here for the energies that are influencing you. I'll also say pay attention to your dreams, because I feel like a lot of you will get new ideas or clarity in your dream time. So pay attention to that. But I love the Star. It brings in a lot of guidance, faith, hope. I love that. It's a pretty subtle energy for Leo. Anyway, I just find that interesting, but I love that. Overall energy this month for Leo. Well, look at this. So we've got the Tower in reverse. So this is unexpected changes that have already happened. So look back over this past year. I want to say like the last 6 months. What has happened? What has transpired? How have those changes inspired you? What changes have been brought into your life? How are you embracing those changes? It kind of feels like the dust is settling this month for a lot of Leos. Yeah, it kind of feels like the dust is settling, and there's an energy here of, okay, so now what? And I wonder if that's why you have this, you're being influenced by the energy of the Star. It's okay, how are we going to move forward? It isn't like a total rebuilding of something, but there is a need to kind of tweak things or shift things. The energy of Aquarius is kind of like out of the box thinking. So interesting here. But I do like that we have the Tower in reverse. So again, this is like the dust is settling. The Tower has already fell. That's already happened. Although what I do really love with this Tower card is it kind of looks like this witch is the one that destroyed the Tower, and she looks like she's pretty happy with herself. I kind of like this energy on this card is very different from other Tower cards. So this could be things that you have, things in your life that you have destroyed, that you have torn down because you're just done with it. You're so over it. You're so done with it. And you're ready for something new. You know, you're tired of doing the same old thing. So the changes have happened. And it does feel like all of the changes, all of these sudden changes or calamities, disasters, they've already happened. And the dust is settling. You don't necessarily have the strength to rebuild the Tower, but you are shifting your perspective and you're moving in a new direction. Again, the dust is settling this month, which is kind of nice. The other thing that I'm liking about your energy, Leo, is that you're being very cautious about how you're moving forward. You don't want to repeat some of the same stuff you've already done. You don't want to repeat some of the same mistakes. So you're being very cautious. And I like this. I like this because sometimes I feel like the energy of Leo can be haphazard, not really thought through. You just kind of go for it. And for the most part, things work out for you really well. But I feel like you're not doing that. I feel like you are allowing the dust to settle. And it's almost kind of like sifting through what you do have and getting really clear on what you want, what's important to you. This almost kind of feels like Virgo energy, being very, very particular about the energy that you're working with, the energies that you're calling in. You're being very practical and you're being very particular. So nice. Good for you, Leo. I like this energy. I just didn't expect this. That's okay. This is really nice. Okay. So that's the overall energy of the month for Leo. What needs your focus this month? King of Cups. King of Cups in reverse. What needs your focus this month? And it's interesting because the birthday card, the birthday wish, had to do with emotions. It had to do with feeling your emotions, expressing your emotions. But this I do feel like is a person in your life, not necessarily you. It could be you, but I kind of don't think so. We're asking the question, what needs your focus this month? What is this about? So the King of Cups is often it can be a man or a woman, usually older. So this could be a focus on parents, um, parents, grandparents. I'm also hearing aunts. So older family members need your attention this month is kind of what I'm feeling here. This could be a parent. Did I say that? I don't know if I said that, but this could be a parent. This would be someone in your life. And again, I do feel like this is family, but probably not kids unless they are adult children. Um, this is a person in your life that has pretty crappy boundaries. They might not be your favorite person to be around. They could be somebody that really drains your energy. It's an unreliable person. It could also be a person in your life that is maybe not a blood relative, but they're very close to you. This person could also struggle with addiction. And I do feel like this is going to be, I mean, obviously very different for everybody, but this person needs your attention this month. It'll be interesting to see what comes up for you guys. You'll have to let me know in the comments below. Is this working out to be a person in your life this month, like I'm picking up, or does this have to do more with you? I kind of don't think so, though. I do feel it does feel like an energy outside of you. Okay, what brings you joy this month? That's interesting. We've got the Six of Swords. Um, I'm just kind of laughing because this does kind of feel like Leo energy. What brings you joy? Running away. What brings you joy? Taking time for yourself. Finding the flow in the river that is calm, that is not turbulent. It's very much going with the flow, but you can see the Six of Swords. It looks like these three people are like trying to sneak away in the dead of night. I also feel a call back to the star card here because it is nighttime. There are stars out. We have the leaves are standing out to me, so this could be more towards fall, but moving into fall anyway. There could be, and again, I kind of am picking up something to do with this person here, this person in your life that lacks boundaries, that isn't necessarily a healthy person for you to be around necessarily. They could take on a more prominent role or place in your life this fall. There could be something going on with them. Maybe you're ending up being a caretaker or something like that. But what brings you joy? Running away. So schedule time out for yourself this month. We're only looking at this month, but I do feel like I asked to only look at this month, but I do feel like this is moving more into the fall. So be sure to recharge your batteries, take time out for yourself. You know, maybe take a spontaneous trip and you don't tell anybody, you just go. um, that's what brings you joy. Getting away from your worries, running away from the stress. This is just temporary though. You're not running away forever. All right, Spirit's message to you. Oh, look, it's your card. We've got the Sun. Um, it's in reverse. I love all the sunflowers on here, and honestly, this is like one of the best cards in the deck. And for me, the Sun, whether it's upright or in reverse, it's a beautiful card. I feel like the challenge here with it being in reverse is I think it's going to be a little bit more of a challenge for you to stand in your power. And I'm wondering if that's because some of you are being asked to take on a role, a caretaker role, or take on a role that is new to you, or it's not something you've done before. It could be a little bit more challenging. You could be coming up against challenging people in your life. And again, these do feel like family members. So I'm wondering if that energy and that challenge, this new role that you're being asked to take on, maybe is draining your energy a little bit, or it's just challenging. It takes you out of your comfort zone. So I feel like the message here is just to really be sure to stand in your light, to remember who you are. Don't I want to say don't forget who you are, but what I'm seeing here is there could be a lot of chaos around you. This isn't chaos you are causing. It's, you know, chaos that other people are causing. Don't allow that outside stress to dim your light. That's really what I'm feeling here. I'm seeing like a pillar of light, and then a lot of it kind of looks like little tornadoes going around this pillar of light. And that's representing all of these conflicts and discordant energies that it's not you and you're not causing it, but it's happening very close to you and around you. So of course it's going to have an impact on you. But just standing in the eye of the storm, basically, and keeping your light shining bright. It does feel like you're being asked to be a support system for someone else. Interesting here, Leo. I will say again, I feel like this is something more that is happening later on this year, not necessarily this month. But like I said, it does feel like for a lot of Leos, there have been a lot of challenges, you know, sadness, destruction, relationships that have fell apart over the past year or a couple of years. The dust is settling, like I said at the beginning. So I do feel like there has already been a lot of big shifts for you, Leo. The path is smoothing a little bit, but it's still going to be, you're still in some choppy waters. But don't let that still your hope, still your light, or still your faith. All right, Leo. And if you'd like to book a one-on-one, my info is below, and we can dive in deeper into this on a more personal level. All right. Happy birthday, Leo. Have a fantastic August, and we will talk to you soon.